I'm gonna show you around the house. Just kidding! I probably have something in my teeth. That's really gross.
In the arms of the angel, fly from here, from this storm.
So I just got back from the shower, boys. And yeah, so I am going to get in the car and drive to this football game, and I'm going to tell you my testimony while I'm in there. So let's go. Yo, what's up, my dudes? It's your boy Nash. So today I kind of felt a little convicted. I felt like I should tell you all my testimony, because I am a Christian and I'm a believer, which means I'm a believer of God. And I think I'm just going to go raw with this one. I don't think I'm going to do any cuts or anything, so if I mess up, I mess up. Okay, so to start with my testimony, obviously, I'm Nash Young. I got saved when I was 5, so basically what happened is my mom, I guess was just talking to me about Jesus, and this is like literally the only day I remember when I was 5. And I was like, Mom, like, I want to know more about God, like, I want to get saved. And so, she walked me through the process, like, got me on my bed and was like, listen, like, this is how you do it, blah, blah, blah. And so, that's the day I accepted Christ into my life. So I asked God into my heart, and then I confessed that He was Lord. So that's how you get saved. That's what it says in the Bible. So, anyway, so I got baptized, because that's what you're supposed to, that's what you're supposed to follow through with, to show that you're a believer. It also says that in the Bible. So I was 10 years old when I did that. That did take a lot of courage, by the way. So, shoot, there's a lot of traffic coming. Yeehaw! And, go! Yeehaw! Okay, anyway, so, in middle school, I switched schools. I went to a Christian school when I was in elementary school and part of middle school, and then I switched over to a public school, and I was that kid that was like, no, don't cuss around me, don't do any of that, I'm a Christian, don't do that. So then, as I got into 8th grade, I started kind of cussing a little bit, and then my freshman and sophomore year of high school, I started cussing tons. Now, to people out there that cuss, I have lots of friends that do it. I let it go here and there, but I really try not to. And it says in the Bible about your tongue is like it's a super powerful weapon, basically. And so I do not think that cussing is good, because socially people are offended by it sometimes, and it just doesn't make you look good. So as a Christian, I mean, typically people associate not cussing with Christianity, so that's why I don't cuss. But nothing against people that do. No judgment there. Anyway. So, I was that kid that was like, no, like, I don't want to cuss, I don't want to do any of that. And then, obviously, in high school, I started doing that, and I really found myself, like, suffering. I was just kind of like, man, like, what the heck is going on? Like, I need to stop doing that. So, my junior year in high school, I stopped cussing, and I stopped doing all that. I was trying to live for the Lord, but I didn't really know how to do it, because I wasn't reading the Bible, and I wasn't praying. And so, I kind of went through a dark time, even then, even when I wasn't doing that stuff. And so, finally, my senior year, I kind of got back on track. I was telling people about God. I was doing the Christian thing, like spreading the gospel and everything. But I wasn't doing it for the right reasons, though. It was more of a pride thing for me. I'd go to parties in high school and DD my friends, and people would ask me, like, do you drink? And I was like, no, I don't drink. And they'd be like, well, like, that's awesome, man. Like, respect to that. And I was like, yeah, dude, like, I know. And so, I was that guy that didn't drink, didn't do any of that stuff, and it was just out of my own pride. It wasn't because I loved God, it was because I just wanted to do it and get people to go, wow, that's awesome. So, moving on to college, so I got a scholarship to run cross country at Austin P, and oh yeah, I'm all that, whoopee freaking do. So, I go, and my freshman year, I was kind of, I don't know, very tempted. Let's just put it that way. And I started giving in to drinking a lot. I ended up probably 2-3 times a week, like, getting hammered. Like, we're talking, like, throw up drunk. And I knew it was wrong. I would even tell people, even at parties when I was hammered, I would just be like, yeah, like, I'm a Christian, but I do drink. Like, I know it's probably not right, but I just do it anyway. And I mean, people would agree with me there, but they're probably thinking, what? Like, are you kidding me? it's obviously not right. Like, that's obviously, as a Christian, like, I mean, it talks about being drunk in the Bible, like, tons of times, and of talking about how it isn't good and not wise to be drunk, and it is sinful. So, I started doing that, and my life was a roller coaster. No joke. I was partying all the time. I was having a good time, and I'd look forward to it, but the next day, it wasn't even the fact that I was hungover, it was the fact that my witness was broken every single time I do that, and it just made me feel terrible. And obviously my body felt terrible because I was hungover, but I felt so convicted about it. And so as my freshman year started to end, I started kind of feeling conviction about it, and I stopped kind of, but not really. So that summer, my freshman year, summer going into sophomore year, I got invited to go be a counselor at a church camp, and that was really when it hit me. I was like, man, like, I can't be drinking, getting drunk, and teaching these kids not to do that. But funny story, I went to CMA Fest, which is a big music festival in Nashville. It's a country music festival. That's what it stands for. Anyway, so I got really hammered there a couple times, and then literally a week later, I was a counselor at a church camp, and I knew then that God was like, man, like, you need to get your life right, bro. Like, what the heck are you doing? So, I went to church camp, and then after that, I did get drunk probably 4 or 5 more times after that, because I just wanted to party and be with my friends. So, as all this is happening, I have a guy that transferred schools from my freshman year. He went out to Arizona. His name's Hunter Sanders. He's my roommate now. And I thought I'd never see him again. He would play tennis, and so he texted me in like May of freshman year going into sophomore year, and he was like, bro, like, I think I'm going to come back. And I was like, no way. And I loved the guy. He was just super on fire for God Christian. And so he lived it out. So basically, I texted him and all that, and we just were communicating back and forth, and I was just like, wow, like, he might live with me. That'd be great. So fast forwarding to August, right before school starts, I get really drunk, like 2 days before school. I'm just hammered out of my mind. And I woke up the next morning, and I was laying on the couch, and this is after Hunter had already had started living with me. Anyway, so I was laying on the couch that Sunday, and I was so convicted. I was like, Hunter, I need to change my ways, man. Like, I really feel God calling me to just stop. Like, I can't keep doing this. And that's the funny thing about God is, like, He calls sinners. We're all sinners, but He calls, it doesn't matter how bad of a person you are. If He is calling you to do His work, it will happen. He has all control of that. So I just felt really convicted. I made the choice, but He makes it where it's like, I kind of have to choose that. So anyway, that year, which was this past year, I really started living for the Lord, and I stopped cussing, and I stopped partying, and I went to parties here and there, but I didn't drink, I didn't do any of that stuff, and I didn't partake in that. But seriously, it changed my life. Like, I really got to feel joyful and, like, not be a roller coaster, and it was just amazing for me to experience that. But seriously, I love God so much that I do not want to do those things. And don't get me wrong, I am tempted, and I am still a sinner. I do things sometimes that I know I shouldn't do, and I do it anyway. But that's the thing, we can ask for forgiveness because God is a loving God. And so, but yeah, it's literally been life-changing for me, and I've surrounded myself, and that's another key thing. If you surround yourself with the right people, that makes it a lot easier. You can't expect yourself to grow when you're surrounding yourself with a bunch of drug addicts and drunkards when you're trying to fix the problem. Like, you can't do that. So you got to surround yourself with good, godly people and go to church every Sunday. I know that you don't have to go to church to be a Christian, but it really does help your walk with God and getting plugged into a Bible study. So anyway, so I really started doing that this year, and it has literally changed my life. And I obviously go through rough patches. I have those times where I'm like, man, like, where's God at? And then He always reveals Himself to me. It's just amazing. And so life has just been so much joyful for me. And so I just hope this helps somebody out there that is maybe contemplating, man, is God real? Should I accept Him? Like, absolutely, man. Literally, you see all His creation every day. You wake up every morning, and that is His gift to you that He provided to you. And, like, He created all this. It says in Genesis that God created the heavens and the earth. I mean, it don't get much clearer than that. There was no Big Bang. He just said, boom. And so, anyway, so it's just amazing to me how how great he is and just what he's done in my life and how he brought people into my life to help change me. They didn't do the saving. God did the saving. God did all the work. He just used people as a messenger to help me to become better. And now I get to be the vessel or the messenger, so call it, to help other people. So anyway, I just wanted to give you all my testimony and kind of tell you all kind of what I've been through. And remember, God does love you no matter what you do. God loves you and he will always accept you. So peace.
We're beautiful.